Hi. Hello. Hey there. S- Sound check. Sound check. Okay, this one for sound check. Sorry. I need to remove your pad. Okay, let's do it once again. I need to. Okay. Remove your pad. Let's do it once again. All right. Let's get started for the song of Lonely. Okay, hi everyone, this is Kai Acoustic. Welcome to my Livestream Fingerstyle tutorial. Today I'm gonna be teaching you how to play the song Lonely by Justin Bieber. Okay, let's start with the bar 2. Okay, first of all, we put our left hand ring finger onto the E string on top, which is sixth string here. With our right hand, we plug second, third, and sixth string simultaneously, and it goes like this. And then plug E string on top again, and then 2, 3 string, and then top A string, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. So bar 2 goes like this. Alright, next we go to bar 3. We hold a barnacle on the second fret. This is first fret, this is second fret. And then with our right hand, we plug 2, 3, and then 6 in the same time. And then E string on top, which is sixth string. And then 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. And then we push our ring finger and then our pinky onto the fourth fret of the fifth string and the fourth string here. Okay, then we do our arpeggio. Okay, arpeggio meaning the notes of a chord played in a succession, either ascending or descending. Okay, ascending means goes like this, go up, and then descending goes like this. Okay, so here we do a descending arpeggio like this onto the 2, 3, 4 string. It goes like this, and then no, sorry, we go 3, 4, and 5 goes like this, and then pluck the fourth string again. Okay, so bar 3 goes like this. Okay, next bar we go to bar 4. We hold B minor chord shape. B minor chord shape, we still hold the barnacle onto the second fret, and we push our ring finger onto the fourth string and fourth fret. We push our pinky onto the third string and fourth fret. Okay, and then we push our left and middle finger onto the string, second string, 3, the third fret. Okay, and then we plug right hand with our right hand. We plug second, third, the second, the third, and the fifth string simultaneously. And then we plug the fifth string, which is A string. Okay. Once again, and then plug 2 3 and 5, 2 3 5, and then do a descending arpeggio, goes like this with our index finger, right hand index finger, middle finger, and ring finger. Okay, from 4 3 2, goes like this, and do a pull off with our left hand middle finger, do a pull off, and we have to push harder with our index finger here to make pull off sound. Okay, we do a pull off from 3 fret to 2nd fret, like I just demonstration. Okay, like this. So bar 4 goes like this. And then next, bar 5, same chord shape, which is B minor. And same way, we plug 2nd, 3, and 5 strings simultaneously. And then 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. And then we lift our index finger, left hand index finger, like this way. Okay, lift this part, but the finger top part we still push onto the string. Okay, onto the fifth, the fifth string. Okay, the fifth string goes like that to make the opening sound of first string. And the right hand we plug first string to make opening sound. So bar 5 goes like this. Opening. Okay. So bar 6 goes like this. We push our index finger onto the E string on top, which is the top string. Okay. And then with our index finger, we push 2 string, which is the 5th string and the 4th string simultaneously. With our right hand, we plug E string on top, and then the 5th string, which is A string. Okay, and then we plug the 4th string, which is D string, and then we do a hammer on from 2 to 4 with our pinky. With our pinky, you guys can let me. Okay, this angle, you guys can see it well. Okay, and then with our so we plug the 4th string and then do a hammer on with our pinky from 2 to 4 fret, and then pull off, do a pull off from 4 to 2. Goes like this, and then D string opening, and then push our index finger back into the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then we plug D string again, and then once again do a quickly hammer on from 2 to 4 fret, and then we do a D string opening sound. Okay, and then we push our middle finger onto the 5th string 2nd fret, And then right hand we plug A string, which is the fifth string, and then do a pull off. And then do a pull off, alright? So bar 6 goes like this. Okay. So next bar will be bar 7. Okay. And we hold this chord shape. We use our thumb, left and thumb, to push onto the E string on top. And then we push our middle finger onto the second fret of the 4th string. Okay. So with our right hand, we plug E string on top first, and then A string opening, and then the 4th string, and do a pull off from 2 to opening, and then push back to the original place, and then plug it again, and then do a pull off again. Okay? Next note, we hold this finger back to original place, which is E string on top, 2nd fret, and D string, 2nd fret. And then with our right hand, we pinch 6 and 4 string simultaneously. And then we plug D string again and do a hammer on with our pinky from 2 to 4 fret. And then we plug D string opening and then plug E string on top again. Alright? To make the sound of 2nd fret. Okay? So bar 7 goes like this. Okay, next bar 8. We push our middle finger onto the A string, 2nd fret. Okay? So first, with our right hand, we plug A string on top and do a pull off from 2 to opening. And then push middle finger and ring finger back to the string. Those are 2nd fret of A string and D string. And then we pinch 4 and 5 at the same time. And then do a pull off with our ring finger from 2 to opening. And then quickly put our ring finger back into the 2nd fret of D string, which is original place. And then we plug D string with our right hand once again, and then do a pull off once again, and for 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Okay, and then we push our ring finger same way back into original place, and then we pinch 4 and 5 simultaneously and plug D string and do a pull off from 2 to opening. Okay, so bar 8 goes like this. Okay, da, da, da. After this we need to do a 60th rest. Okay, 16th rest, alright? And then we plug A string opening and do a hammer on with our middle finger onto the second fret of A string. And then do a pull off. Okay? So this goes like this. And then we push our middle finger, ring finger back into the second fret of A string and D string. We pinch 4 and 5 simultaneously and plug D string 2 times. And then do a pull off with our ring finger, which is D string. And then mute it for uh for 1 beat. Yeah. Okay, for 1 beat, which is quarter rest. Okay, and then we push our index finger onto the A string, second fret. Push our pinky onto the the third fret of B string, which is the second string. Yeah. With our right hand, we plug second and 5. We pinch these two at the same time. And then we plug E string below opening. Okay? So bar 9 goes like this. See? They're to rest. Alright. So bar 10, we go like this. Okay? So bar 10, we push our ring finger onto the second string, the third fret, and then we push our thumb onto the E string, the third fret. We pinch, we pinch 2 and 6 at the same time, and plug D string opening, and do a hammer on and pull off. Okay? Onto the D string, second fret. Okay? Opening, second, pull off, hammer, pull off. And then push back in place. Push back in place and pinch 4 and 6 in the same time. And then do a hammer on from 2 to 4. Yeah. Add D string. Goes like this. And then opening, D string opening. And then we push our middle finger onto the second fret of A string. Her right hand we plug A string and do a pull off to opening, from 2 to opening. Okay? So bar 10 demonstration once again. Next bar 11. Bar 11. Okay, we push second fret with our ring finger onto the B string, which is the second string, and thumb push second fret and E string on top. We pinch 2 and 6 simultaneously. And then we push our middle finger onto the E string, second fret, And of course, we plug D string and then do a pull off from 2 to opening and then push back in place and then plug it again and then pull off again and then push back again. Pinch 4, 6 and plug 6 D string. Plug D string once again and do a hammer on from 2 to 4 with our pinky. And then plug in D string again, D string opening, and then plug E string on top. So bar 11, measure 11 goes like this. Right? And bar 12, we push our pinky onto the 3rd fret, 2nd string. We push our index finger onto the A string, 2nd fret. With our right hand, we pinch 2 and 5 simultaneously. And then we push. Okay, don't let these 2 fingers off, still pressing. Okay, and then we add our middle finger, push onto the D string, 2nd fret, and then with our right hand we plug D string 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and do a pull off with our middle finger, which is D string from 2 to fret, 2 to opening. And then we pinch 4 and 5 string once again and do a hammer on with our middle finger from opening to 2 fret to 2nd fret of D string, and then plug D string once again and then do a pull off from 2 to opening and then push back in place with page 4 and 5 once again and then plug D string once again and do a pull off. So bar 12 goes like this. Okay? And then after this, we have a 16th rest here. So we need to quickly mute all the sound. Okay? Like I just did. See? And then bar 13. Yeah, bar 13. We plug A string opening and do a hammer on with our left hand in our middle finger onto the 2nd fret. A string 2nd fret. And then do a pull off and push back in place. Pinch 4 and 5. And do a hammer with our ring finger onto D string 2nd fret. And plug D string once again and do a pull off with our ring finger. And then mute it because here we have the eighth rest, and then we plug A string opening And then we push our index finger onto the second fret of B string, which is the second string. We push our pinky onto the fourth fret, onto the fourth fret of the fourth string, which is D string. And then of course we pinch 2 and 4 string for one beat. So bar 13 goes like this. Okay, we play from now, we play all the way intro to the verse part. Okay, and if you would like to learn today's lesson more efficiently, you might consider purchasing my sheet music. You can follow along with the sheet music while watching my live teaching, which will make the learning process much more effective. Okay, I put the purchasing link both in the description and the comments, so feel free to download it if you need it. Okay, all right, let's get back to the lesson. Next bar, which is bar 14 to bar 25, is chorus part. Okay, let's go with this. So in this bar, bar 14, okay, we push our ring finger onto the second string, the third fret. We push our thumb onto the E string, the third fret. Okay, right hand, we pluck second string and then E string on top, which is the sixth string, simultaneously. And then we pluck D string opening and G string opening. And then push our index finger onto the third string, second fret. Of course, we pluck the third string. And then we pluck B string opening, which is the second string. And then we push E string on top again. And then we push our ring finger back into the third fret of B string. Okay? And then we pluck the second string. And then we pluck D string opening and quickly change our index finger from the third string to the first string, same second fret. And we pluck the first string. We move our ring finger from 2 to 1 to do a hammer on from 2 fret to 3 fret. The second fret to the third fret. Up E string below. And then move our ring finger from 3 to 2. And then we pluck first string, and then we push our middle finger from 2 to 4. 2, 3, 4 string. Push these 3 strings. Because we need to connect to the next bar, next chord, which is A major chord. Okay? So next bar we go to bar 15. Okay, we plug A string opening And then we plug the third string, second fret, second string, second fret, and then oh sorry, G string, second fret, B string, and then G string 2 times, and then second string once again, and then we plug first string. Okay, these 4 string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this period, we're still pressing. Okay, you cannot release your fingers or go let your fingers go off from the string. Okay, okay, so let's demonstrate bar 14. Okay, first go like this. Okay, and then A string opening. Okay, A string 5, 3, 2, 3, twice, 2, and then 1. Do a hammer on from 2 to 3 with our pinky. We need to push harder to build our pinky's muscle, because pinky is so weak. If we don't train our pinky is extremely weak. All right. So if we want to let our left and pinky be helpful, we must train our pinky. So here I use pinky to do a hammer on from 2 to 3. All right. Goes like this. And lift it. We plug first string, second fret, and then second string. All right. So bar 15 goes like this. See, you guys can see this chord shape. Okay. Let me check out the footage. Okay, that's better. Wait. Let me adjust some setting. Just a second. Okay. Oh yeah. Better. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Let me do do a demonstration from bar 14 to 15 once again. Okay, we push here. Alright, the footage is here is better. Alright, once again. You guys can see. Oh, this ankle is better, right? Alright, once again. Alright, next bar we go to the bar 16. Still still the same chord shape, goes like this. Alright, goes like this. And then we plug the 6th string, E string on top, and then D string, and then B string, which is 2nd string, and then G string, and then back to B string. And then we need to lift our ring finger. And then with our right hand, we plug E string below, which is the 1st string opening, and then hammer on back in place from opening to 2nd fret. And we plug twice 2nd string. So bar 16 goes like this. And then we move our thumb from 2 to 3, and then plug E string on top and B string opening, and then D string opening and G string opening, and then push and plug top A string once again, and then we push our index finger onto the 1st string, 2nd fret, and do a arpeggio, descending arpeggio. Goes like this: index, middle, ring finger, and then hammer on from 2 to 3, up E string below with our middle finger. So bar 17 goes like this. Okay? And then with our thumb, don't get it off, still pressing, and then we change our finger to ring finger to push onto the B string, the 3rd fret. We page 2nd and then 6th, the 6th string simultaneously, and then we plug D string opening and G string opening, and then we plug the 2nd fret up G string with our index finger, G string, which is the 3rd string. Okay, we plug the 3rd string and then 2nd string opening. Okay, and then plug E string on top, and then push our ring finger back into the 3rd fret of B string, and then we plug 2nd string, and then D string opening, and then index finger here to E string below 2nd fret. Pluck 1st string and then do a hammer on from 2 to 3 with our ring finger. Same way, after hammer on, we move our ring finger back to 2nd fret of E string below, and then same way we use our middle finger to push 3 strings, which is 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th strings. Okay? So bar 18 goes like this. Okay, next bar 19, we plug A string opening, the 3rd string, 2nd fret, B string, 2nd fret, the 3rd string, 2nd fret twice, and then 2nd string, 2nd fret, and then 1st string, 2nd fret, and then do a hammer on from 2 to 3 with our pinky to trademark our pinky's muscle, and then lift it back, and then plug 1st string, 2nd fret, and 2nd string, 2nd fret. So bar 19 goes like this. And then thumb push here, 2nd fret of E string on top, and then right hand we plug 6, and then 4, 2, and 2 times the 3rd string, and then back to 2nd string, and then lift our ring finger and plug E string below opening and do a hammer back to 2nd fret of E string below, and then push our ring finger onto the E string below, which is 1st string at the 3rd fret. We plug one, and then plug 1st string, 2nd fret again. So bar 20 goes like this. Right? And then don't let the sound disappear. Let it go on. This sound, and then move thumb from 2 to 3. And then plug top string, and then 2nd string opening, the 4th string opening, the 3rd string opening, and then plug top string once again, and then push our ring finger onto the 3rd fret of 1st string, plug it, and then do a percussion. Percussion. Here we do we hit the string, or we slam our thumb to hit this part. This part is the end of the fingerboard. This part, the top string. Not so hard. You don't have to, hit so hard, because it hurt. So all you have to do is, just hit this part gently. Yeah. Okay. So And after we do a percussion, we push our index finger here, which is second fret of first string, and then we pluck second fret, and then pluck back to E string on top, the third fret. So bar 21 goes like this. Okay. So next bar, which is bar 22. Yeah, we hold the same chord shape like this, thumb and ring finger. They're both on the third fret of E string on top and B string. Okay, we page 2 and 6 at the same time, and then plug D string opening and G string opening, and then plug E string once again, and then we push our pinky, left hand pinky, onto the third fret of E string below, which is first string, and then we pluck first string, and then do a slide from 3 to 7 here, 7 here, and then we hold a G major shape here. G major shape here. We push our index finger onto the fifth fret of D string, and then we push our ring finger onto the seventh fret of G string, and our pinky here, the seventh fret of E string below, and then we do a descending arpeggio. Descending arpeggio is 1, 3, and 4 string. We do goes like this. Okay, and then do a pull off from 7 to 5 fret up E string below. So you have to push so hard with your index finger from 1 to 4 string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push hard all the way from 4, 3, 2, 1 string all the way. Push harder to make the pull off sound from 7 to 5. Got it? Okay, so bar 25 goes like this. And then we go back to this. Ring finger and thumb both onto the third fret of B string and E string on top. Of course, we page these two strings, which is 2 and 6. Pluck them simultaneously, and then we pluck D string opening, and then do a descending arpeggio from 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1 goes like this, and then we pluck B string, E string below, B string, and then page first and the sixth string, and then first string opening once again, and do a hammer on from opening to second fret of E string below. Okay, and then we plug second string once again, and then we push our ring finger onto the fourth fret of G string, which is the third string, and then quickly change your index finger from first string to seventh string. which is the third string, second fret, because we need to do a very quick pull off from 4 to 2 up G string, like this. Very quick, very short and quick. Okay, so bar 26 goes like this. Okay, this pull off from 4 to 2 very quick. Okay, and quickly change to bar 27. Okay, bar 27, we need to move our thumb from the third fret of A string on top and move backward to second fret of E string on top. Okay, and then our index still there. Don't have to go anywhere else. Stay in place, because later on we need to use this sound. And then we plug E string on top and then do a double plug. Very quick double. This is alternate picking. First we use our thumb, and then second we use our index. Alternate plucking. Onto the same string, which is the third string, G string, the third string, G string. Okay. Okay. So we need to push our ring finger onto the third fret of B string, and then pluck first string, second string, first string, second string. Okay. And then we pinch 1 and 6 simultaneously and push our index finger onto the second fret of E string below, and then we pluck B string. Okay, and then do a gliese. Gliese is like this. Okay, means once you do a slide, and then you don't have to make a certain destination. Means when you slide out, slide down, you don't have to have a certain stop point, right? You stop here or stop here, it don't matter. You don't have to, just go like this. This is called gliese. They're different from slide. Okay, so the bar 27 goes like this. Okay, very quick double alternate plucking. Oh, sorry, here I just lie down my index finger to push first string second fret. So the shape goes like this. Sorry, I need to correct. Need to correct this. All right. So I play once again. I play bar 27. Okay, and then next bar, bar 28. I hold this shape. It goes like this. Only two fingers, but index finger I need to all the way push from 5, 4, 3 string. Okay, so the index finger goes like this. Here we need to push all the way, push harder. Okay, we need to bend this here, bend and left and peak this here to peak. Okay, and then we push in, middle finger onto the third fret of B string. So this bar goes like this. We pitch 2 and 5 simultaneously, and then plug the third string and first string opening, second string, and first string, second string once again, and then we pitch first and then the fifth string at the same time, and then lie down our index finger to push first string, second fret. So we plug first string and then second string. And then we plug A string once again, which is root tone of this chord. This chord here is B minor 7 chord. And then we push our our pinky onto the 4th fret of G string. Okay? And then same way do a gliss. Gliss goes like this. Like this. So bar 29 goes like this. Oh, sorry. Here we're in the bar 28. Bar 28 should be go like this. We do a pull off from 4 to 2. From 4 to 2 of G string, which is the third string. So let me do a demonstration on bar 28. It goes like this. This is how I play. Okay? You need to push harder to do a pull off from 4 to 2. Okay? And then bar 29 goes like this. Same way, set this chord shape. Set this chord shape. And then we plug 2 and 5. And then do a hammer on from 3 to 5 fret of B string, which is the second string. So we pinch 2 and 5, pull off, okay? And then we plug second string and sorry, we do a hammer on from 3 to 5. And then plug second string once again and do a pull off back on from 5 to 3. From 5 to 3. Goes like this. and then we plug A string once again and move our pinky onto the G string, the 4th fret, and then we plug G string and then do a pull off. Okay, and then we need to lift this part of our left hand index finger to let us can make first string opening sound, and then push back because the next note we need the first string, the 2nd fret sound, and then we plug 2nd string and then A string once again, and then move our pinky onto the 4th fret of G string and then do a gliss like I just demonstrated. All right, so bar 29 goes like this. Okay, once again. Okay, next bar 30. Bar 30. All right, let's keep going all the way to the end. Okay, show this live stream you can YouTube. Give me a like to let you easier to find this tutorial. Okay, bar 30 goes like this. We push our ring finger onto the uh, B string, the 3rd fret, and E string on top, set the 3rd fret, and then we pinch these 2 strings, and then push our index finger onto the G string, 2nd fret, and we plug G string, and then 1st string opening, and then 2nd string twice. All right, and then we pinch 1st string and top S string simultaneously, and then plug 1st string once again and do a quickly hammer on from opening to 2nd fret. All right, then we plug the 3rd string once again and then E string on top once again. All right, so bar 30 goes like this. Oh, sorry. Goes like this. And then we change to this chord shape. We need to do a bar chord onto the 2nd fret with our index finger. All right, and then we push our pinky reach to the 5th fret of B string, and then we push our middle finger onto the 3rd string of the 3rd fret of B string. Sorry, so it goes like this. So with our right hand we plug A string on top, and then we plug the 2nd string, which is B string, right? And very quickly do a pull off from 5 to 3 of 2nd string. Very quick. And then we page 2 and 6 and do a pull off once again, and then twice. Okay? And then we plug 1st string and the 6th string simultaneously and lie down our index finger to push the second fret of our E string below, which is the first string, right? So we plug first string and the second string and then plug E string on top once again. So bar 31 goes like this. Okay, next, bar 32, we hold this shape like we did a couple bar ago. Okay, we just did this. We just did this shape. Okay, this shape is index finger push all the way from 5, 4, 3 string. Okay, and middle finger push onto the third string, third fret of B string. Okay, so okay. And if you have some question for me, you can leave some some comment in the message in the comments. Leave some question in the comments. Uh, Once I see your comments, I can explain your question for yeah. All right, let's continue. Okay, and then we hold this chord shape, right? And then we plug A string, and then we plug G string, and then E string below, and then B string, and then E string, B string once again, and then we pinch 1 and 5 string, and then lie down our index finger to push second fret of E string below. So we plug first string and then second string and then root tone, which is A string. And then we push our pinky onto the fourth fret of G string, which is the third string, right? So we plug G string and then do a pull off from 4 to 2. Okay, from 4 to 2. So you need to push pretty hard to make the pull off sound from 4 to 2, which is very important to let all the sound go smoothly. Okay, we don't want to every note be interrupted. Okay, and then we need to lift this part of our index finger. Okay, and then back into this chord shape. This chord shape, let me explain it for you. We need to press all the way from 5, 4, 3 string and second fret. Okay, and then middle finger onto the third fret of B string. Okay, and then we pluck 1, 2, 3, and 5 all together, and then 2 times opening, and then second string, and then pull off from 3 to open, and then do the eighth rest, which is build all the sound for eighth rest, and then we push the chord shape like this. Index finger onto the A string second fret, our pinky onto the B string the third fret, and then of course we pinch these two. which is 2 and 5 string at the same time, simultaneously. And then we push second string once again, and then first string opening. Okay, so bar 33 goes like this. Goes like that. Alright, next. Okay, we're here. Bar 34. Okay, this chord shape, we very often use this chord shape, right? In this song. This chord shape, thumb here on the E string on top, the third fret, and ring finger onto the B string, the third fret. Same fret, right? And then we pinch, of course, these two strings, which is E string on top and the second string. Push them simultaneously, and then D string opening, G string opening, and G string second fret with our index finger, and then second string opening, and then E string on top, and then B string the third fret, push uh, uh, with our ring finger, and then D string open, and then quickly move our index finger to the second fret of E string below, and then pluck first string with our right hand finger, and then do a hammer on with our ring finger, right? From 2 to third fret of E string below, which is first string, right? And then move our ring finger from the third fret back on the second fret of E string below, and do this chord shape. Okay, this chord shape we push our string with our middle finger all the way from 4 3 2 3 strings, and then plug first string and second string. Okay, and then A string opening and G string second fret, right? This chord shape, of course, we all the way from first string to the fourth string, we all push the second fret. So all we have to do here, just press harder, okay? With these four strings, then we can do everything except the hammer on later. We'll do this. Okay, so next bar 35, A string opening and third string second, third string two times and second string, and then first string, and then do a hammer on like I just said. We do a hammer on with our pinky to train our pinky's muscle, and then quickly move it off, and then plug the first string and the second string. So let me do a demonstration from bar 34 to 35. It goes like this. Okay. And then next bar is bar 36. Okay. So we'll still hold this shape. We still hold this shape. and then we add a thumb, plug push onto the second fret of E string on top, and then we plug top string, D string, B string, G string, and then B string once again, and lift our ring finger to make open sound, the first string opening, and then had to hammer on with our ring finger from open to second of E string on top, which is first string, right? And then do double plucking onto the second string. Okay, so bar 36 goes like this. And then still hold the shape. And then we move our thumb from 2 to 3. And quickly go off these two fingers to make an opening of B string. And then D string opening, and then G string opening, and then the top string. And then we push our index finger onto the second fret of E string below. Of course, we do a descending arpeggio. If you doubt descending arpeggio, I can explain. I can try to describe it again. Arpeggio meaning the notes of a chord played in succession, either ascending or descending. Ascending is go up, descending is go down. Okay? So here we do a descending arpeggio from 3 to 1. 3 to 1, these three strings. We do a descending arpeggio with these three fingers. Okay? Index, middle, and ring finger. We do this. The other way to do a descending arpeggio is just do a stroking, do a downstroke, and slower downstroke. Okay, like this. This is also called descending arpeggio, and this is called stroking. Stroking means faster. This is called stroking. Stroking. This is called stroking. Downstroke, upstroke. And arpeggio means you need to, slower the speed. Okay? So, and there are two ways to play arpeggio. Okay? So here we do this arpeggio. And then we do a hammer on after arpeggio with our ring finger from 2 to 3 E string below. Okay? And then after hammer on, we move our ring finger from first string to second string, the third fret, and then here we're still in the G major chords. So our thumb still there, still pushing harder. Okay, and then we pinch the second string and the top string simultaneously, and then we plug D string opening, and then G string opening, and then we push G string second fret with our left and index finger. Of course, we plug G string once again and B string opening, which is second string, right? So we plug E string on top once again, and then we move our ring finger onto the third fret of B string, and then of course, we plug B string, and then we plug D string, plug D string opening, all right, and then we push our index finger onto the second fret of E string below, and then after plugging this string, we do a hammer on from 2 to fret with our ring finger, which is the first string, right? So after hammer on, our ring finger need to move it from the third fret back into the second fret, and like always, when we do this moving, you guys know what's the next step. Exactly. I just pretend you answer me. Okay. So of course we do all the way pushing from where to where? From the fourth string, the third string, the second string, all the way 4 3 2. Push these three strings with our middle finger. Right? Do you remember how many times we have done this in this live stream tutorial? So many times, maybe 3 times or 4 times. Yeah. Okay. So once we do this, and then we plug the first string and the second string. Okay. So let me do a demonstration all the way from bar 37 to bar 39. Okay. Let's go. Okay. You guys definitely think this part is very familiar, right? Because I have already played this pattern for a couple of times, right? Okay. And then bar 40, same way. We push our thumb here, okay, onto the second fret of E string on top, and then this chord shape, they're still there. Don't go off. Still pressing harder to train your fingers muscle. Okay. Uh, you know, it's a common sense, right? Muscle is really hard to train. So if you have time, uh, uh, when you play a guitar, when you practice a song, I recommend you to all the way push harder to let your muscle up finger uh, get sore. You know what I mean? To uh, to let it uh, get a little bit shorter, get a little bit shorter to train your fingers muscle. I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to explain. All right, let's go on. Okay, and then bar 40. Let me do it once again. And then lift our ring finger to make first ring opening sound and do a hammer on. And then, of course, we need to send our pinky. Hey, time to wake up. Time to work. Time to get to work. Okay? To push the third the third fret of E string below. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to play better, I recommend you to train your to more use your thumb and your pinky. If you all the time use these three fingers, I think you will not get advanced. You know what I mean? Just more finger that you can use, you can play better. Okay, you can play better. So I recommend you to use your thumb and your pinky. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get back to lesson. All right. Let's go to bar 41, and then we push here with our thumb onto the E string on top, second fret, from 2 to 3, and then we plug E string, of course, on top, and then second string opening, and then D string opening, and then G string opening, and then push E string once again because this note is root note, right? And then B string opening. Oh, sorry. And then we push our ring finger onto the third fret of E string below, and then we pluck E string, the first string, and then do a percussion here, and then index finger onto the second fret of E string below, and then E string on top once again. So bar 41 goes like this. And then move our ring finger here, and then we plug 2 and 6 simultaneously, and then index finger here, second fret of E string below, and then first string, second string, first string, second string, first string, second string, and then move our ring finger from 3 to 2. Okay? And then hold this shape, which is A major shape. Okay? This shape is with our left hand middle finger, we push two strings, which is D string and G string, both second fret. So bar 42 goes like this. We from this chord shape. Okay, this part is bar 43 with page 2, 5. With A major shape, we hold like this. And then D string, G string, A string, which is root tone. And then second string, G string, D string. Okay, let me do a demonstration once again from bar 42 to bar 43. Here we go. And then move our middle finger to here onto the G string, the second fret, and our ring finger in place, still in place. Alright? And then our thumb goes like this. Second fret of E string on top. And then we pinch 2, 3, and 6 at the same time. And plug them all. And then plug our pinky from the pinky onto the second fret of E string below, which is the first string. And then lift our ring finger to make B string opening sound. Okay, so bar 44 goes like this. Lift our ring finger and then move our thumb backward one fret, which is from 2 to 3, and then we pinch second and 6 simultaneously. Okay, then we plug D string opening, G string opening, and then E string on top, and then B string opening, and then we push our ring finger onto the third fret of E string below, which is the first string, right? So we plug first string, and then we do a percussion. We slant our thumb, right hand thumb, to this part. Okay, the top is string, the end of fingerboard, this part, and then we hit gently. Hit it gently, not so hard. And this sound is good enough. And then we plug first string. Okay, the second fret we need to press with our index finger, right? And then we plug E string on top once again. So bar 40, 45 goes like this. Okay. So next bar is bar 46. Okay. So, if you would like to learn today's lesson more efficiently, you might consider purchasing my sheet music. You can follow along with the sheet music while watching my live teaching, which will make the learning process much more effective. I have put the purchasing link in both the description and comments. Feel free feel free to download it if you need it. Alright, let's get back to the lesson. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last four bars. Last four bars. Okay. Let's go on. And we hold this chord shape like always. All right. And our thumb onto the third fret of E string on top, ring finger onto the B string, the third fret. We pinch these two strings, which is 2 and 6. We pinch them, and then we push our index finger onto the second fret of E string below, and we pluck it. And then second string, and then first string, and then second string, and then move our ring finger from 3 to 2 to fret 2, right? So bar 46 goes like this. Move back, and then push our middle finger onto the D string and G string, both second fret, and then we pinch 2 and 5 string, and then we pluck D string, G string, A string, and then B string, and then G string and D string. So bar 47 goes like this. And then move our middle finger downward to the G string second fret. And then ring finger still there. And then we push our thumb onto the second fret of E string on top, which is the top string, right? So we pinch with our right hand, we pinch 2, 3, and 6 simultaneously, like always. And then push pinky onto the second fret of E string below, which is the first string, right? And then we pluck first string, second string, first string, second string, first string, second string, 3 times. And then we lift our ring finger to make B string opening sound. Okay, so bar 48 goes like this. And then we move our left thumb from 2 to 3. Okay, and the other fingers can go off. And then we pinch 2 and 6 string simultaneously. And then we pluck D string, G string, B string, both opening sound. And then we push our ring finger back onto the third fret of E string below, and we pluck it. Then we do a last note, which is ending. Alright, so this part we still push the third fret of E string on top, and then we need to mute A string with our thumb. Mute it. And then the other finger we need to mute the first string, which is E string below. Mute it. And then we do a descending arpeggio. Goes like this. Although I do a slower downstroke all the way from 6 to 1, right? But I have already built I have already built A string and E string below, which is the fifth string and the first string, right? So I still only make six, four, three, and two string. These four string sound because I have already built the first string and the fifth string. You guys can understand. That's why. That's why. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay. So this bar is bar 50, which is the last bar. All right. So that will be all for today. That will be all for today. So if you feel this live stream figure out tutorial it is a good way to learn how to play this song, maybe you can give me a like or share this live stream to other your other friends or subscribe my YouTube channel to support me. I will be appreciated for you guys support. All right, so let's finish this live stream. All right, see you in the next live stream tutorial, fingerstyle tutorial. I plan to do one time live stream tutorial every month for one time. All right, so stay tuned. See you in the next live stream tutorial. Bye bye.